Hey everyone, I have vitiligo and I will talk about vitiligo, what it is, what it isn't, and a treatment that I've been done with zinc and copper supplement, why it might work, why it worked for me. If you take a look, I have vitiligo in the bottom of my eye. I have in the eyebrows, there's some white hair in there. If you take a look, I get in my armpit here. I have into my arm right here. I have in the behind my neck and other places. I have here as well. And recently I got like a nail size patch, white patch of vitiligo here in my cheek. And as you can see, there's no more. It just is completely gone. If you take a look closely, you can see that there's some white hair where it was the vitiligo, right? There's some white hair. So let's get into the video, right? First of all, you need to know vitiligo, there's no cure. Okay, there's no cure. We don't have the full picture of vitiligo, so there's just no cure. Scientists are still trying to fully understand what it is, how it works. What we know is that it is an autoimmune oxidative stress related disease. Okay, what happens is the melanocytes, which are the cells that produce skin pigment, they are destroyed by your immune system. There are tons of types of vitiligo with different patterns on your body, but that's it. And it might itch a little bit on the spot. Now, it is non-contagious, so you cannot spread it via air or via touch or via fluids. And there's no vitiligo gene on that, so you can isolate that gene and cure that. There's just isn't. It is a polygenic multifactorial condition. So it's your environment, it's your diet, it's your stress levels, it's everything and anything, because again, we don't have the full picture of it. You might got it from inheritance. If you have some story on your family that someone has that, you might inherit it, but it's not a rule. Okay, it's like 20% of times, and people generally don't have any family history of vitiligo, and they still get it. Okay, it's not a rule. So I would say if you have vitiligo or white patches, go to the doctor, the dermatologist, check if it is or if it isn't vitiligo, because there are other diseases which are infectious, which can be spread, and it can be cured, which are, they mimic the same aspect like vitiligo patches, right? Now that's it. Let's talk about the treatment that I've done. It's basically supplementing zinc and copper and maybe vitamin D. So I got this. I'm gonna show you in one moment. But first of all, why zinc and copper? Well, zinc is the key for melanogenesis. Not the key, but it's very important for it. The melanogenesis is the process of making melanin. It's literally the skin pigmentation. So let's take a look on some points here. Tyrosinase is a key enzyme which catalyzes the conversion of tyrosine into melanin. Zinc helps stabilize and regulate this enzyme activity. Not only that, but zinc also supports antioxidant defenses via the enzymes like superoxide dismutase, protecting melanocytes from oxidative stress. Okay, and oxidative stress is the root of the problem. Zinc deficiency is very common in autoimmune conditions. So chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, they increase zinc demand. If you take a look on other autoimmune diseases, you're gonna see that these people, they are depleted in zinc. So it's natural that you need to supplement zinc. And if you take a look at our diet, I don't know where in the world you are, but you might not be having a great diet, and what you are eating might not have too much zinc. Okay, zinc is primarily found in food from the sea, and sometimes we're just not eating that. Another thing, chronic inflammation, it creates oxidative stress, which then also creates chronic inflammation. So it starts in the cycle, non endless loop. Now, about the copper, let's take a look at the melanin biosynthesis pathway very briefly. This is the how it's created, right? A very resume version. So melanin is synthesized in melanocytes through the tyrosinase pathway. So tyrosine is converted into DOPA, which then the DOPA is oxidized to dopaquinone. I think I'm bashing these words, but dopaquinone then undergoes further reactions, becoming eumelanin or phenylalanine. The key enzyme here is tyrosinase, which requires copper ions at its active site to function. Otherwise, melanin synthesis stalls. Now you might be wondering, well, melanin is synthesized in the melanocytes, but I don't have these. Like this white patch, there's no melanocytes in there, right? No, wrong. There is. There is. They are not completely destroyed. They are there. It probably has a bunch of them in the different layers of the skin, but the synthesis of melanin is stalled. Okay, you have less melanocytes, but they're not just functioning very well. And when you treat that environment, of course, they can function. Now, zinc and copper. You need to take it in a very correct ratio of 1 to 15. So, normal dose of zinc is 28 milligrams, which will yield like 1800 micrograms of copper. So in the shop here near my home, there's this zinc supplement of 28 milligrams, okay, one capsule of 28, and then there is this copper of 900 micrograms. So I take one capsule of zinc and 2 capsules of copper, sorry. But zinc and copper, they share overlapping absorption pathways in the gut. So you should supplement them in separate hours of the day. If you take them together, they will fight with each other to be absorbed, and it just will not work out. So you should take them in different hours of the day, and you should take them in an empty stomach. If you take it with food, it will fight with the food as well, okay? I personally take copper in the morning, and then close to the bed after my dinner, like 1-2 hours after my dinner, I take zinc, especially at the night, because zinc also works on your nervous central system, and you're gonna sleep like a baby. It works wonders for me. So not only that, I do the keto diet. Now, the ketogenic diet, I'm not trying to bring you into the keto diet, but it is when you just lower carbohydrates and you are using fat as a fuel, and it's anti-inflammatory. And not only that, because you are not having insulin. Insulin itself is oxidative, so you reduce inflammation and oxidation from your whole body. Pretty nice. If you're gonna do it, or just gonna explore it, make sure you are doing the healthy version of the keto diet, not the dirty one. The dirty one, you are going to consume transgenic fats, processed food, processed meat, processed foods. So the healthy version, you're gonna eat whole foods, good fat sources like avocado oil, olive oil, butter, cocoa butter, and so on. Okay. And one more thing, you need to take sun. But people with vitiligo, they think they should not be taking sun. Now, take a look at this. People with vitiligo generally have no increased risk of cancer. And some studies even suggest a lower risk of melanoma or non-melanoma skin cancers compared to the general population. This is pretty insightful. I'm saying this because I know people that in the 80s, in the 90s, they were diagnosed with vitiligo. And at the time, the doctor said, look, you should not take sun. You should not be exposed to the sun because it is dangerous. because at that time they didn't have the data. Right now we have the data, and the data suggests that you have a lower risk than the general population of getting skin cancer. This has to do with tons of things, but basically your autoimmune system is always triggered, and and other it creates an environment that these malignant cells will not thrive. But anyway, so you need to take vitamin D supplementation. It's pretty nice, but also go into the sun. The going into the sun and taking a sun bath is literally what triggers creation of melanin, right? You're gonna get tanning. Some people with too much vitiligo, they will get pink, but I assure you, you need vitamin D. Not only right now in Brazil, it's summer, so I go into the sun, right? It's there is sun one day, or every other day I get like 15 minutes, 30 minutes of sun. But I also supplement, especially when it's there's not many sun. So I take a supplement like 70,000 international units every other day. It's perfectly fine. It's not a huge amount. You're gonna not have an overdose of vitamin D. This doesn't exist. You shouldn't be taking every like uh, uh, continuously via vitamin D, but it's very important. And vitamin D is the most powerful anti-inflammatory, uh, agent naturally found in the body. So it's pretty damn awesome. You should be taking it. So the ultimate vitiligo cure, actually, it is in the mind. I know that for me, it is easy to say that, because if you think about a woman who generally is, care for her looks, and then she has, let's say, a black woman which has vitiligo, so it creates this very intense contrast. It might, trigger a self-esteem problem, and this is the this is the pill, because if you get into that problem of, oh my god, other people that are going to watch me in this condition, and they will think this and that, then you're gonna have a psychological problem into your mind, and this will create stress, which then just feeds this loop of vitiligo. So it's not pretty good, because besides the skin patch and maybe itching, there's no other problem that you get from vitiligo, right? That's the psychological one. So yeah, that's it. And I hope you find this nice. Bring that to your doctor. Make this treatment. It's just 2 supplements, actually 3 if you count the vitamin D. But that's it. I would say also to work out, because when you work out, you are stressing the nervous system, and when you put stress in the nervous system, of course you're gonna have a relief afterwards. You regulate your stress levels, which is very important, so you be like stress free. That's also very important. So it's like the lifestyle, right? You need to make a lifestyle adjustment. Anyway, the patch appeared here. I started doing copper and zinc, and it went gone. That's what I'm bringing here, right? Any questions, leave in the comment.